see they got obviously battered against Spurs, and I've said this is a big game for them. It's early doors, but their run of fixtures, fans are looking at this game going, oh no.
Yeah.
Leeds is very important. We need to get a win, not just a draw. A draw would be bad. A loss would be very, very bad, almost catastrophic early in the season. So just preview Wolves, their tactics, and what do you think they're going to come in with, and then we'll do predictions.
It's a good one because I think how Spurs pressed them at the weekend is close to what we'll do. There's a lot of similarities between Conte and style and Marsh's style in terms of the front four. There's a lot of problems in Southampton, apparently. I was doing some homework today, and according to the Daily Mail, he's lost apparently half the dressing room, are surprised that he wasn't sacked in the summer. They lost 10 of their final 13 games last season, and then they've lost already the first game of the season. And like, if you look at the OG that they conceded was a horrendous OG, and I can see those kind of balls going in from us all day against them. And whether they can deal with that or not, I don't know. They're missing some players. Livermorento's out of the game. Walcott's out of the game. I don't think Walcott's a loss for them, to be honest. I think his days are well and truly gone. And Tella is apparently a risk for the game. He was missed last week. He could be back. He might not be. So they're not at full strength. And I think tactically, there's supposed to be similarities between Hasenhüttl and Marsch. They both came through the Red Bull model. They're both supposed to be similar in that. But I don't think Hasenhüttl's been as effective. You've seen some games last year and the year before where they've got absolutely trashed by teams and gone on runs, these huge long runs of not winning games and then picking up a few wins. I think they're at their most vulnerable right now. It's their first home game of the season. There's a lot of pressure on when you look at the amount of games they lost at the back end of last season. And because of the manner in which they lost against Spurs, there's an expectation on their fans to bounce back this weekend. And that causes its own problems for a team. We saw that last year with our games in the first month of the season. We're like, well, we have to win the next game. We didn't win it, but we have to win the next game. And we didn't win it. And this mounting pressure gets to the players. I think, again, I said it last week, but if we score early, I think that the floodgates could open against them. I think there's goals to be scored against Southampton. I think we could get 2 or 3. I'm looking at the comments and just Joe saying 3-0 or 3-1. I agree with that. I think we will concede. I always think we will concede. So I think 3-1's probably close to it. The key for us is going to be not doing stupid things around the edge of our own box, which unfortunately we have a tendency to do. Because if we do that, we're going to see what Ward-Prowse did again last year. They've got a special player who can put a ball in the top corner from anywhere. The key thing is going to be nothing silly there. My concern there is 2 players. Llorente, not the fastest in the world. And if we're getting caught on counterattacks, him recovering could do something silly. And Stroke, left back, being out of position as well and getting caught on again. But they're all, getting caught on counters. If we can avoid that, I think it could be a really, really strong day. I think we've got better options. You said at the start of this, they only used 2 players off their bench last weekend. We nearly emptied the bench. That's going to be a huge part. The temperatures that are predicted for the weekend are very high. Marsh spoke with that at his press conference as well about dealing with the heat in the MLS and how his tactics can play into that. I think that's going to be a key factor in this, as well as the energy levels. If we're stronger than them in the last 15, 20 minutes of the game, I think that's when it could be decided and we could either run away with it or completely lose it. But I am confident this year against Southampton that we have more than they have.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, obviously open play, you check that box to Leeds. You feel pretty good about it. It's first game, you don't, but your gut's saying that's the only area where you kind of get a little nervous is a dead ball.
Yeah.
With James Ward-Prowse's ability to shape it and just put it on somebody's head or put it in if it's outside the box. I mean, that's it. So, if they get 2 of those, maybe they got a chance. And then just time waste and slow the game up. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for a 2-0. That's where I'm at. I want to see a clean sheet. There's something about a clean sheet that just uplifts the defense and the whole team. And I like Patrick to score. I almost want to say, and Michael's, I said, two goals. He's just getting in those right positions. He's getting in the positions and that's again what I love about Patrick Bamford. He's just that header. He should have gone down. that was in, and then he was one-on-one with the
Yeah.
keeper, but he was making that run. There was a couple, maybe more times where it's like, Patty he is on. He's on in terms of he's getting in the right positions. He's making the runs. He's putting the pressure on the center backs. So, yeah, I really think that Patrick Bamford is the. I think he's the X factor. I mean, you just see it, and so I fancy us to get 2-0. And yeah, go ahead.
He's got the best part of 90 minutes under his belt. I did think he looked a bit rusty, but but of course he should. He hasn't played much. And I think that's the area. Had that header gone a half an inch to the left or right of the goal, it's only because it's pretty much straight to the keeper. I mean, that's finite margins he's away from scoring. And I think if he scores, that'll settle him down for the season as well. And as you said, the biggest thing for a striker is making the right runs and being in a position to score. And he's doing that. That's the hardest part, is to be there. The easy bit just comes with frequency. The more you're in there, the more you're shooting, muscle memory kicks in and goals will come. But he's making the right runs, and he's a problem. He's a problem.